Good day, everyone. Welcome back to this course, Microsoft Excel. And today we'll be discussing Module 2, which is basic Excel functions. In this module, we'll be discussing the following. We'll be discussing the difference between formulas and functions. We'll be discussing how to create and edit formulas using serial references. We'll be discussing common Excel functions. We'll be discussing text formatting for clarity and professionalism. We'll be discussing number formatting for correct value display. We'll be discussing common errors, do's and don'ts in Microsoft Excel. By way of introduction, Microsoft Excel becomes powerful when it is used to perform calculations and to automate tasks. Formulas and functions allow Excel to calculate results instantly and update them automatically when data changes. This module introduces formulas, functions, and essential formatting skills required to create accurate and professional spreadsheets. Now, what's the formula? A formula basically performs calculation and it always starts with equal to sign. That's the formula. And this is called the formula tab. This is right here. It's called the formula tab. Exactly. So if you want to perform a function, you just click the formula tab, you put equal to. Let's say, for example, let me open a new spreadsheet. Or better still, let me use this one. Let's say I put 13 here. I put 12 here. I put 11 here, right? Now, for example, I want this my cell. No, actually what the cell is in module 1. The cell is intersection of a row and a column. So this number here is called the cell reference, right? So I already mentioned that. Now let's say I want to impute a formula there, and I want to sum these 3 rows, and the first row is called this cell rather. The first cell is called A5, second cell B5, last cell C5, and I want this cell to be the one to capture the sum of the 3 cells. So I start with what? Equal to sign. I'll say equal to. Yeah, now there are many functions, there are many formulas to be used. There are a lot of formulas to be used, right? So now we have sum, we have subtraction, we have products, we have average, and a lot more. So let's do basic one first before we move on. So always start with equal to. You can start to do it up here. You can start to do it inside the cell. It will be the same thing. Up here, this is the formula tab, don't forget. Then here is what? The cell. So now let's do it in the formula tab. Say equal to, what is written here will appear in the tab, in the cell rather. So don't forget. So equal to, so you say sum, you can see these are formulas. You can see this, right? These are formulas. So this is sum. It already popped out for you. So you click sum. So sum, open brackets. So the first thing you want to sum is what? A5. So once you just click it, it will appear there. Very simple. Now, you click column like this. Sum this to this. Enter. You can see this is now the summation of the 3 cells that is giving you this. Is the summation, right? So it's very simple. Now there are lots more we explore. I just wanted to show that first. Now, formulas perform basic calculation. Like I said, formulas are built-in formulas provided by Excel. You can see it was built-in. Both update automatically when data changes. So if I take this now, for example, and I drag it down, drag it down means that it will affect these cells that I'm dragging down to. That's what it means. Don't remember before. Where is it? Okay. Let me not go far. Okay. I'll take it up to this place. Now, let's say I put, because it's showing 0 because it's not added yet. Let's say I put 1 here. I put 6 here. Then I put 8 here. Automatically, it will sum up. You can see that, right? Now, let's say I put 6 here. I put 9 here. I put 2 here. Automatically, it will update itself. You can see that for yourself. So that is what it means. If you can format other cells like that by just simply touching this. Then if you see this plus, then you can drag. once you drag to cover up others, instead of typing the function or the formula over and over again, right? Now, if you're working with formulas, we use operators. Operators are arithmetic um, symbols such as plus, such as minus, such as asterisk, such as divide, and such as raised to power. Now, these operators combines numbers and serial references. For example, you can say, like I did before, you can say sum A5 plus B5, right? Also, now let's look at some common Excel functions, right? I already did one for you, which is the sum. Sum is to add numbers. So a formula uses um, A1 plus B1, for example. But a function is these things that I was showing you, this one that says sum, others will pop up, right? So that's the different things, formula and functions. Now, what is text formatting? Text formatting, just like Microsoft Word, improves readability and professional appearance. It includes the font style, the font size, the color, and all of that. So you can start to edit the text inside the cell too. You can just highlight it. This is what I'm doing is text formatting. I'm changing it. You can see that for yourself. It's changing, right? Let's take it back to Times New Roman. So Times New Roman. Good. So that's basically what text formatting is. Editing the text inside the cell, right? Now, what's number formatting? The same thing as text formatting, but this involves number, right? Can change how it looks like, can change the look, change how it looks like. Now, how do you use formatting tools? Formatting tools is found on the Home tab. These are all formatting tools, right? Wrap text, image and centers. We'll explore these as we move ahead. We'll explore these as we move ahead in this module. Now, quickly, let's look at one common formula error. Now, there's a common error that you use. If you use a wrong formula, something will appear on the screen to show that it's wrong. So you have to be very careful when you're imputing functions and formulas into your Excel, right? It's very important you are careful when you do that, right? So let's look at the tools in Excel. Always start a formula with equal to. I already explained that. Use cell reference instead of typing numbers. So instead of typing a number that you want to use the cell reference. Apply consistent formatting. Don't make this one different fonts and this one different fonts. Save your work regularly using Control X. Now, Excel don't. Do not type totals manually. Automate it. Do not mix data types in one column. Do not overuse colors or fonts. Do not ignore error messages. Correct them. So in this module, you have learned a lot. First, you learned how to what the difference between formula and functions is. You learned how to use sum. You learned how to use the functions. Now, I'll perform one more function before I end this module. Now, we have done, let me go down, let me scroll down. Let me put in a number here, a random number like 5, let me put like 7, let me put like 10. Right? Now let me use this for my formatting. So let's say I want to subtract. I'll say equal to, then I'll say A15 minus, this is minus, or divide, let's say division, for example. Divide plus, looking for the plus sign. Just one sec. Okay, let me use minus then. Minus this equal. No, okay, I went to do that wrong. It's supposed to be here. So this, okay, equal to first. I told you equal to first. Then, okay, so it's 5. That's good. So I'll say equal to, then this column, or this cell rather, divided by this cell minus this cell. You can see that, right? You can see it's very easy to run it. So super easy to run these things. They're very easy to run. So in this module, you have learned how to use basic common Excel functions like sum, like average. Now, let me just give you a difference between this. Sum adds values, average calculates the mean. So if you take this and add to this, add to this, and add to this, and divide by how many numbers we have. Let's say there are 3 numbers. You take the sum of the 3 numbers and divide it by 3. That's what mean means. Then minimum returns the lowest value. So if you use minimum and lowest value is 5 here, that's what will appear in minimum. Use maximum, it will put the highest what value there. If you use count, it will count only numeric entries and put there. So depending on the functions you use, over time, we'll be looking at different Excel functions we have. So that will be all for this module. I'll see you in module 2.